industry presentation by Victor Senapaty, co-founder of Propel. I request Victor to come on stage and give his presentation, please. A huge round of applause for him, please.
Hi everyone. Because I have the unenviable job of starting the post-lunch presentation, I'm going to start that with a joke. Uh, why did the polar bear stop exercising? Anyone? Why did the polar bear stop exercising? It's supposed to be a joke, sir. So that it could break the ice. Okay. So guys, how many of us resonate with this problem? There is financing for cars, there's financing for home loans, there's financing for anything and everything under the sun. You want to go and buy a 5,000 rupees phone, you will have financing for you. But when it comes to education, I think we have fared pretty poorly at that as an industry, as a financial services industry. These are some statistics. About 20% of students drop out in schools because of lack of financial access. Financing has a rather large impact on continuing education. Of course, when a student goes up in college, when the fees start becoming even bigger, the problem exacerbates. We have about 40% students who typically drop out because of financial problems. Can we go to the next slide, please? Anybody has any questions on this or any thoughts on this? I wanted to keep this very interactive. If somebody resonates with this, does not resonate with this, would be happy to sort of take your opinion on this. Next slide, please. Yeah, so, and why is this so? So traditionally, typical lenders like an NBFCs or banks, the honest answer is they have better things to do. That's a short summary of it. It's all about opportunity cost. You can give gold loans very easily. They have a very low NPA. You have home loans that you can give out. You have SME loans that you can give out. Highly collateralized, very low loss rates, about 1 to 2% loss rates, makes immense market, makes great sense for NBFCs or banks to sort of focus on that. But what it leads to is, because of that design failure, it leads to very high NPAs in the education segment. I think all of us know about that. Every year, it's in the news that education NPAs have been soaring very high, 10% at some lenders, 15%, 20%. Now, that's a cause of concern because what it means is that it's a vicious cycle, downward spiraling cycle that we are going to. With high NPAs, you have more lenders pulling out, and we have seen that in data also. Lenders have been focusing a lot on high ticket size, top-rated institutes, and pulling back from where it actually the financing can actually play a part. Apart from that, typically, we have had the informal lending market that is there, the gray market that is there, that's highly predatory. The high interest rates don't really make sense for those guys. Can we move up, please? So enter Propelled. I think, we are, although it's a little premature to, talk of ourselves as a biggest domestic education lender at this point of time, but the truth is we are at this point of time. Still have a long way to go. We've been there since 5 years now. We are backed by top private equity firms in the country. We have more than a 500 plus team. We built Propelled with the vision that we want to democratize the access to education financing. We focus only on education, only on financing education, not on any other segment. No, home loans, no SME loans. Our focus is highly verticalized, only on education. Yeah, please. Can we move up? Yeah, so who we are, we are a team of industry veterans. We are startup guys, backgrounds from typical IITs, IIMs, gone through a phase of, doing our MBA and gone on to banks and then realized, what are we doing in life? Come back to build this. We've had a core team of people who come from places like a Bajaj, Aptors, Home Credit, and so on. We started in 2017 with just a dream and just a team of 5 people and 3 institutes. in about 5 years' time, I'm proud to say that we work with more than 700 plus institutes across bunch of segments, be it an online segment of institutes like an Upgrad or Great Learning, or institutes like an Akash or Allen, or institutes, colleges, traditional colleges like a Fostima or GL Bajaj or ISBR. We've been working with these guys and we've been seeing tremendous results here. It's a much more strategic direction where the institutes are able to build in financing a lot more integrated into their decision making, into their sourcing, and it works well. It's a win-win for everybody, the institute, us, and the students. Yeah, so our backers recently, we have had multiple investors. When you hear of a startup, I'm sure what do you think of are, companies which typically burn money. We are not that. We are highly fundamental. We have been profitable since, our day one. And, we have great investors. Our investor is a company called Westbridge Capital, who are investors of SDFC, Axis Bank, Bajaj Finserv, you name it. So we have that expertise internally inside us to be able to build a vertically focused, one of the, not just at an India level, at a global level. We feel this is a global problem we want to solve. If you go to Reddit and you look at education loan issues in the US market, you would find that as a pandemic. We want to solve that at a global level, but first, of course, it's big at India level also. These are some institutes that we work with, specifically for the audience. ISBR, JIMS, there are about 11 institutes of theirs. We work with them. ICBM, Fostima, DPU, Lexicon Mile, which is at Pune. It's an MBA college. Amity University, certain branch of that, GL Bajaj and Taxila. And we could have put in a lot more logos, but just to give you guys a sense. Please, let's move on. Yeah, so this is what we do. I'll just, instead of a bunch of all of these things, I'm just going to focus on a couple of things. What it means to be a vertically focused lender is to have a sort of eye which looks at education as a use case which nobody else does. So what we do primarily are two things. One is we take into account what the institute pedigree is, what the institute's placement ability is, and what the student coming into the institute, what he or she can achieve. Is there a future potential to their employability? And we plug it into our underwriting engine, into our evaluation engine. Nobody else does that. We have built that history and we have built that pedigree over a long period of 5-6 years now. We have a large data science team, internal data science team. We work as a combination. It's a marriage of a typical startup thought process and a financial services thought process that we have internally. Second piece that we have done really, really well is typically, if you ask that question, why don't, the paradox of financing as it exists at this point of time is that people who don't need a loan can get a loan, but people who do need a loan can't really get a loan. That's a problem that we are solving here. If you look at the people who can get a loan, these are salaried people, government jobs, they will have salaries coming in at a regular interval every month. It's a cakewalk to sort of evaluate them. But what about that 85-90% of India, which is Bharat? We are here for Bharat. As in for those 85-90% of India, imagine a shopkeeper who has a small pan shop or a chai shop. How do you evaluate the income of that guy? He does not have ITRs. He has rarely any bank statements. What we do is a combination of a digital and physical process where we would evaluate, go to the spot, evaluate and figure out what their cash flows are like. That is something that we do otherwise. I'm going to take through a couple of examples. Other than that, a process is smooth that you would expect from a startup like us. Process is smooth, transparent, digital. You don't have to go pillar to post. We are here for the students. We are here for the institutes. Let's move to the next slide. So one student, these are real life case studies. One student was a student called Pavitra. Her father is a JCB driver. The way we evaluated her father is by going through his logbooks of just a very small snapshot, logbooks of the timings in which he was driving a JCB. For us, the girl was also, we realized that this guy doesn't, even if he does not file an ITR, he still has a 50,000-60,000 sort of income. The girl was going to a management institute at Erode, and the girl was practically gold. 10th, 12th, you can see her 10th, 12th and degree marks. And to top it all, she helped her father and she could drive a JCB herself. and we have given this girl a loan. She would have tried to take a loan from 5-6 places. It would have come to a stage where her semesters have started, and she is probably a fee defaulter at that college. I can only sort of guess what that can do to her confidence. But any which way, I think the institute was pretty happy with us. We were able to give her a loan. Right now where we stand, she has got a job, and we are completely confident that she would be able to sort of pursue her education. And we believe we have made a big impact on her life, and a lot of indirect impact as well. Similar is a guy called Shubhankar. Although he didn't have great grades, but because he was going in an MBA, grades mattered lesser than practical experience. And this guy, he was helping his father out in a medical shop, and he knew the ins and outs of a balance sheet better than any MBA grad could ever do. He has lived it. There was also another consideration for us for giving this guy a loan. So that's basically what we do. And I'm glad to see a lot of education entrepreneurs here. We are entrepreneurs ourselves. We are focused only on the education segment. We would love to sort of collaborate in whatever level, and happy to answer any questions also. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Victor Senapaty, co-founder of Propelld. Interesting presentation indeed, and you're making an impact indeed. I request Rajneesh, the consulting editor of APAC News Network, to come on stage and hand over a memento to Victor. Victor, if you can just come this side. And huge round of applause for Victor and his organization.